Hello and welcome back. My name is William and this is Found in Japan. Today we're going to be making umeshu. Umeshu is a type of brandy that is made from fermenting plums or ume. And in the end, at my house, this is what it looks like. If you look here, the ume have become fermented and it has made this nice golden liquid down there that tastes delicious. All that you need to make this is plums, which I have here, which I just got in a video short that I made where I visited my local farmer's market. You need sugar. You need rock sugar. This is specifically sugar that is big, not granulated sugar. And you need some type of starter alcohol. This one right here is, this specifically says, the season of the fruit liquor. And this has to be at least 35% alcohol in order to kill off all the bacteria and stuff that grows inside of that. As we go through this recipe, we'll be going over exactly the measurements that you need and what type of equipment. I actually made a mistake in that I bought two types of plums. So I have these big ones over here and these little green ones. This is not a mistake. The mistake is that I didn't buy everything at one time. And that made some problems for me because when I went back the next day to get the sugar was sold out. And when I went back the next couple days later, the sake or the starter liquor was all sold out. I've had to go back and forth. And today, these bigger plums, which are actually from Okinawa, they've actually started to ripen a lot. And you want them to be solid green to get that really strong flavor. Probably gonna use these to make some type of jam later. But they smell really, really good. If you like plums, this is fantastic. But every time I've made this in the past with someone else, they've really, really enjoyed it. First thing that we have to do is we have to move to the kitchen. So let's do that. Oh yeah, and before we get to the kitchen, if you like this content or would like to hear more, please leave a comment what you'd like to see, cook, do, people, places, things you'd like to go. Give this a thumbs up and yeah, let's get to the kitchen. Alright, so we've now got this cleaned up and it has moved over from the big container to the small one. So it's time to clean this guy and get him dry so that we can do the next step, which is to clean the plums. The next thing that we have to do now that the containers are both clean and drying is the ume themselves have to be slightly pitted. We need to clean the ume. If we look here, we can see that there's a little spot that needs to be cleaned out. And the way that we're gonna do that is we're gonna take a little soft dowel, like a toothpick or something like that, and we're actually just gonna pop that out. Let me do that, and then we need to rinse all of the ume themselves and get them cleaned up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick these up. We're gonna find a little bit in here. There's a little brown bit where it connected to the tree. Take that out softly, try not to damage the ume, and pop it in a bowl to be washed. It should come out pretty easy and it shouldn't leave any marks on the ume. At the same time, we're checking to make sure all the ume are healthy, and what we're gonna do is do all of these. There we go, got that one out. And we're gonna move these over now to a new bowl and we're gonna rinse them after. So I'll see you in a second when I get done. All right, and we are down to our last two and last one. There we go. And so now we have ourselves an entire bowl of clean plums that need to be, well, not clean. They have had their ends removed, and we're going to put them now into the wash and get them cleaned up. So next, let's move to the sink. All right, from now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna place them onto a paper towel to let them sit dry. And then I'm gonna try to do this to help them dry quicker. It's actually on a raised cooking sheet. So hopefully these guys will dry pretty quick. And then we can get on to the next step. All right, so I've now got all these guys laid out, and what I'm gonna try to do is have them sit here and dry off a little bit, and in just a little bit, we'll get to packing them once they're dry. So now we wait. All right, so the next thing to do is to move the plums off of the drying sheet and into a clean bowl. Took about an hour or something for these to dry. First, we're gonna zero, and this was a 1 kilogram bag, so it probably will hold half of what was in there. We've got ourselves over here a number of 499 grams. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the other bowl up there and make sure it's about the same amount. And look at what we got here. We got 2 sets of 500, and the next thing to do will be to separate our sugar into 500 gram increments as well. This bag of sugar right here is 500 or 1 kilogram, so half of the bag will be 500 grams. All right, as I take it out, you can kind of see here that the shape is really big. This is rock sugar, and it's definitely rocky. You can see here, but yeah, big old pieces of sugar. All right, I now have the sugar divided out into 500 grams left in the bag and 500 grams in my bowl here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna move on to the process of assembling the jars to make the umeshu or plum brandy and to make the ume syrup, which is very popular at my house. So now that both of the containers are clean and dry, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to make the ume syrup. And what we're gonna do first is move this off to the side and look in here. I'm gonna take a couple of the ume and put them down in here. Again, this has been sanitized and my hands are clean. And then we're gonna take a little bit of the sugar. This should be equal parts sugar to plum. All right, now that this guy has been set up and is all layered up, we have our sugar in the bottom along with the plums, and they're layered. I've got my lid and my vapor lock here, and what I'm going to do is put this guy on there, make sure it's closed up, seal it down, and this guy is now good to go. All I have to do is come back in a couple of days and stir it, then a couple more days, give it another shake, and not too long from now we will be able to have ume syrup, which is fantastic for going on treats or ice cream in cakes or on top of pancakes or whatever. So it is fantastic. I like it, my kids like it, it's really nice, and that's the first thing done. So this was the start of the ume syrup. All right, so the next thing to do is to actually make our umeshu, this beautiful, beautiful liquid right here. And what we're gonna do first is put in our clean and dried plums into the container. So let's do that. All right, from here we have our 500 grams of ume that are now been placed in the bottle. Now the next thing to do is to put our sugar from our container bowl into the container we made it. Now my hand is really big, so I can't get it in there. We have 500 grams of plums, and we're going to take 500 grams of sugar and just put that on top. I'm going to give this guy a little shake here. Now, on top of that, what we're going to need to do is add our starter sake. Right here, I have a 900 milliliter container. And what this will do is this will jumpstart the fermentation process. And actually, this is what will carry over the flavor of the ume itself. So I've already opened it and it is pretty strong. If you don't have this, I heard you could use shochu or unflavored rice wine or liquor, or you could even use vodka. As long as it's over 35%, you are good to go. So we'll add this in. Looks like it's a lot more than in the previous container. This is a 2-liter container. The other container is like a 12 or 2. I don't know. It's way bigger. But the liquid will come out of the plums in for the syrup, whereas here the flavor from the plums will enhance the liquor. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this guy up and fasten him down. Now, both of these don't need to be anywhere special. We can just put these in a dark, cool place and wait. Like I said, for the syrup, you need to every couple of days shake it until the liquid covers it, and then just make sure the sugar dissolves. For the actual umeshu, what we're going to do is we are going to just wait. We wait a couple months, we give it a stir, we wait another couple months, and 6 months we probably could drink it, but it will be the best in a year, and that's when you get this beautiful amber colored drink that can be enjoyed with some by itself or with some seltzer water or anything like that. So let's put these guys in a dark, cool place. All right, so that's it for making umeshu. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you like this content, please feel free to share. If you have any comments on making umeshu or something like that, please leave a comment down below, and I would be really interested to hear it. I really like umeshu, and it is very popular. I just got a delivery. That's what that sound means. But yeah, so we have a delivery box. I'll go over that some other video. But if you like this video and content, please feel free to do so, and we'll see you in the next episode for what can be found in Japan.